guys. Welcome to Sexy Ghana Podcast. I'm your host, Lydia Haruna.
And I'm Fati Haruna.
I'd like to thank Yale's African Restaurant for sponsoring our podcast today. They have the best Ghanaian food right here in Buffalo, New York. You need to check them out.
Facts. Because I know I order here all the time.
No, it's amazing. So, the biggest elephant in the room. Our last names.
Girl.
I'm Haruna.
Yeah, I'm definitely Haruna. But, I was going to say I'm the OG Haruna, but that's not fair. That's not fair.
OG Haruna. Excuse me. No, I remember when you told me you were Haruna, I was like, you're lying. Give me your ID.
Yo, no, seriously. I didn't believe you at first.
I don't know why I thought we were the only Harunas in the world for some reason.
No, seriously. Like, I remember, okay, so I called my parents. I was like, Mommy, I just met another girl, and her last name is Haruna. Do you think we're related? And she's like, that's your father's last name. Go and ask him. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I asked him, and he's like, I don't know who you're talking about.
No, I remember.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I think I had asked my aunt, and my aunt was like, well, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then and I'm like, you're from the north too, right?
Well, yeah.
No, we are like northerners as well.
Wait, you talking about like Kumasi?
No, I think like the north, like where they have like the cows and the shepherds and
honey,
and like yeah, like
I don't know. I just know that my parents are from Accra.
Oh, okay. No, I mean that's where it would have originated from. If it's from your father, then it's probably like.
You know what? I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna hit him.
Yeah,
up.
no, that's
like,
what I thought.
I gotta ask,
and I was like, maybe
like,
we might be like some estranged,
That's facts. Like I haven't like dug deep. And mind you, when I asked him, I was like, "Oh, do you know like Lydia?" And he's like, "Who?" But now that I think about it, like, why the hell would he know?
That is so funny.
Like
a lot of times when I say Lydia Haruna, people are like, Lydia Haruna how? I'm like, what do you mean? Because Lydia is like an English name.
Oh, yeah.
So they want me to go by like Adiza Haruna. But I'm like,
Haruna is definitely like,
Yeah, but I'm like, it's my English name. Anyways. But how would you say we met? Because I go in my mind to try to like get it out and I can't figure it out.
I can't remember how we met. Like, and I want to say Asmara, but then now I have to think about how I met Asmara, and I don't know.
So, I think I met you through Asmara because one day she was like, let's all have like a get together. And I remember coming and then you were there.
Actually, you know what? You know who connected us now that I think about it? Ra. Because we all knew Ra. And then there was a whole get together, and then like you guys were all there, and then I pulled up. And then, and Anna, cause...
you met Anna at the same time you met me?
No, I knew Anna from before.
Okay.
So then it was like a whole, like...
That's crazy.
Yeah, so then I knew Anna. So maybe that's how it was. Like, yeah. And we all pulled up to a get-together, and then it was like, we all mesh, whatever.
That is so funny how things work out, because I remember... We were talking about starting this podcast. Like I'll always come over and then we like talk about a lot of things.
We'll talk about
And then Patrick is always like, "Let's start the podcast. Right. And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I remember you came to get some food the other day, and you were like, "Oh, I've been thinking about starting a podcast
I was gonna start my own.
That was
podcast.
crazy.
I was gonna start my own, just where I'm just talking.
Yeah,
because I like to talk. I'm a yapper.
That was crazy.
So, and I have my blog, so I was just gonna, and I'm like in the middle of redesigning my website still, because I'm trying to like add different elements and stuff like that. So I was gonna try to incorporate and like a podcast kind of thing, and like the topics, and like let it coincide with my posts and all that. And then, you was like, "What's new? What's new? What do you have planned?" I'm
I think you just kept going. I'm like, you know what? You should come on the podcast when we started. And you're like, "Word?
Wait, podcast?"
And then now we're here.
Exactly.
That is crazy. That is crazy. So, how do you think that when we started this, you think that your people took it? Like when it comes to your friends?
Or there were a lot of people who were who wanted me to start a podcast. Period. Because especially because of my blog and stuff. So they're just like, whatever. But then I found out once it started happening, the support kind of started just diminishing. It wasn't. the energy
Yeah.
the energy wasn't there. Like, but there were a lot of people who still, like, the energy was still there. But like, from certain people that I expected it from, I was just like, that's weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I feel like a lot of
so-
times you get more
so I
of your
kinda
support
noticed that, like,
when
yeah.
you start something like from outside people, and then
Yes,
and then the closest one is kind of like, okay, we just wait till like it actually is blows up or is like legit, and then I would join. I don't know.
So crazy because
Yeah.
it's like I'm not going to with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Like if I
It's
drop
crazy.
something, I feel like there's only a few people that I feel like will go and like honestly support without you pointing it out. Because sometimes I feel like people that you think you're friends with be silently competing with you.
which is so crazy
Like,
to me because
yeah.
like that competition, like, which I find to be so crazy because I personally could never compete with someone that I believe, like, is like a really close or good. Actually, screw friends. I'm not competing with anyone. Like, I feel like I'm
only
one of
competing with
like
myself.
I'm only competing with myself.
Shoot.
I'm only in my own lane. I don't compare myself to no one or whatever. But there are people who do like compete with you, which is so weird to me because it's like you don't even know my life. You don't know like the work I put into anything. You don't know any of my struggles. So like you even trying to compare or compete with anything I have going on is crazy. Like, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Your own blessings will come.
No, and
so.
my grandma always tells me like, don't be envious of other people.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like I feel like once somebody is doing something good and you kind of wish it, you can aspire to like get to that point. It could motivate you, but once it's like, okay, I come to you and I have something positive, and I tell you, and it's like, oh, you and your dressing, hey, you and every day this, every day that. Then it's kind of like my good news. It makes me feel bad that I have something positive going on. That it's kind of almost like if you have like she said, if you have so much like you're blinded by what other people have going on, you can't see what you can build, right?
Exactly.
So sometimes too, even having that attitude towards something I know can piss certain people off. That is like could be in your friend circle. Like, okay, why is she always so positive? Like
that, which is like I feel like people that's like that they're just that's negative energy, like, or like a negative spirit almost, because it's like, why does that bother you? Like, because I feel like we should all be able to shine. We really should be. Everyone has their own path. Everyone walks in their own light and all that other stuff. So like, why is it that when I'm shining right now, it bothers you? It's very strange.
Yeah.
That's very strange. And so
I
you
feel
gotta
like
take that up between your therapist.
I feel like moving forward with all that negativity, I feel like it's kind of affected me when I'm making friends.
Yes.
Like when I was in college,
Absolutely.
it was kind of like, whoever I hit it off with, I would be friends with. And I was very like gullible and like naive in a certain way. But now it's like, if I meet you, I'm sorry. And if you don't have a car, we not friends. if you don't have your job, we not friends. Because it's like
I feel you're picky now. Like
I'm
you're
picky
choosy.
now.
Yeah.
It's kind of because I've realized that the kind of people you have around you is where
Yes.
like you're gonna kind of start going towards. Because I remember when I was in college, I was friends with this girl. I don't want to say their real names. Should we give them names?
If it's necessary. Or now you can just call her that girl.
I was friends with this girl.
Yeah.
And I was friends with another girl.
Ooh, okay.
So there's
now
this girl and another girl.
You gotta give up. Okay, you know what?
This girl and another girl.
Okay, yeah.
Can you follow?
I can follow.
And then, like, as our friendship went on, it was kind of like this girl asked me to go grab food, and then that girl asked me to go grab food. And I'm like, you know what? Let's all be friends. So that I don't have to keep going there and keep going there.
Sometimes
so we all came to be friends together. So I just kind of felt like the other girl was kind of, because me and this girl was we kind of were very, like, slim, I would say, at that time. So a lot of people thought we were related.
Oh, I see.
So
like
we would share clothes, and stuff like that. And I'll let her borrow my clothes. Like, I didn't mind. And then the other girl felt like a little left out. So I kind of started to feel like, they were, like, she would make certain comments like, oh, you guys always can do this together and I can't. That's one of the red flags I feel like I should have noticed. But I let it go. And as time went on, it's kind of like she tried to basically she tried to exclude me from the other girl, but I'm like, I was also friends with the other girl before me and you were like close.
Right.
So I can't do that to her, and then it kind of started to turn. So now this other girl feels like I'm being a mom to her. Because every time her mom will come and visit us, she kind of give her advice like, hey, you know, you're not from here. Like a lot of the things that you partake in were like weed. Like
all
if
that
you
stuff,
if
like,
you
yeah.
and in my college it was very strict for those things. So it's like
it could get you
I'm
kicked
not
out.
trying to ruin
Yeah.
my life. Like if you're gonna do it outside. But once you bring it into the dorms and now you start to smell it,
Yeah,
we're
it's a
like the
problem,
only.
yeah.
I'm afraid to say, but we're the only black girls in this unit.
Oh.
Do you get what I'm trying to
So
say?
you went to a predominantly white school.
Right. I mean,
too.
at least in that, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
like, and all our RAs and stuff were like different, you know. So I'm like, I don't want to be put anything on me because now, if my grandma tells me all the time, like, if you mingle with the wrong person, you might not have done it, but they'll put it on you. So I'll tell her, like, you know, you can do it, but leave it outside. But then it's kind of like, I felt like she started to feel like I'm trying to block her college experience. Like, I'm trying to advise her too much.
Like, please.
And so it got to a point where, like, I'll walk in my room, and then my two friends at the time are, like, talking about me, and they will stop talking.
Oh.
And I'm like, you know?
You know what? Like, I feel like trios don't work.
Really?
I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Trios do not work. It don't work. You're always going to be closer to, like, the one. Like, it's always like that. And yes, the tables always flip. Like, it could always...
It flipped.
It could be, oh,
Girl.
we're close. Like, it's just always... Trios don't work. If it's like a four... Like, pairs work.
Yeah. No,
But
it
trios
flipped.
rarely, like...
It
trios
flipped
don't
to the
work.
point where, like, let's say they come to my house and my dad give me, like, let's say my dad gives me like $800. He would give all of them $800. Like, literally.
Oh,
and I used to be so upset, like, give it to me so I can give it to them, right?
Taking a step back, but he's still generous.
Well, now he got better. Now he would give it to me or he asked me, like, should I get, and I'm like, no or yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like
Yeah.
I've welcomed these people into my home and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then over time, it's kind of like they start going out and I won't be invited. And then the other one that I said is slim like me will wear my clothes.
To go out and not invite you? Oh, no, I would have fought her.
And then one thing that like pissed me off the most, because one thing that I would say, which I hope it doesn't come off as like too do you know when somebody overtalks themselves positive?
Oh, like braggy.
I don't want it to come off like that, but sometimes it's like now I have to learn that sometimes that could be taken as stupid, because before I was like, you know what, I'm fortunate enough that I can. So why not my friend borrow some, right?
Right.
But then it's like now I always gave to the point where it's like now I'm not really receiving. I don't want to get into that part, but I'm not receiving as much as I used to from my family side. So it's like, you know what, it got to a point where things slowed down a little bit for him, and then I'm like, you know what, let me not ask him. He's stressed out right now. Let me get a job. So I got a job at the shoe department. I'm working and everything like that. And then the other one, she was like, she always asks me, Lydia, can you drive me to Buffalo? Can you drive me to Walmart? And I'll do it. I wouldn't mind. Like, we come.
I would have said no.
And no, but now I'm like, you know what? I would do it, but I need gas money.
Oh, period.
Then she would not come to me and go get another ride that she would have to pay $25 for to bring her to Buffalo. And not, you know, you get what I'm trying to say?
It's weird.
So, and then the other girl is like, you know what? You can't wear my clothes no more because I'm not ordering every other week as I used to. Now I have to budget and I hate repeating outfits sometimes. So if I wear my pants, I want to wear it with my shirt, and I don't want you to be. And then the way that she wash the clothes, she mixes it with the blacks. I like to separate my colors, my grays, my white, and my blacks. But she'll mix it. So now if it's like
That's not
pink,
how you do laundry, though.
But if it's pink now and you wash it with the black, what color is it going to look like now?
It's going to be dingy.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. So I feel like that's when the shift like started. So over time, I kind of like found new friends and I kind of removed myself out of it.
As you should.
But now I've advised myself, like, you can be fortunate, you can help other people, but you can't do it well so far that it's expected. Because I feel like once it's expected, it's kind of hard to like. It sucks because you feel like you're alternating who you are, but I'm not. Like.
But that was like.
Do you have any?
That was like a learning experience.
It is.
As far as friendships and stuff, like especially college, I learned so much. Like, because I'm not gonna say that, like I was I was never perfect. Mm-hmm. Like I definitely. There was a lot of times where I just did not care about anyone but myself. Mm-hmm. Because like I was going through certain things, and I didn't understand those emotions at all. So I didn't know how to like navigate that while still maintaining a friendship with people. So I was definitely being very bitchy. Like it's like that's like the best way I could put it.
Like stuck up?
So many like not even like I just couldn't be bothered. Like
okay.
Like leave me alone. Like that was just really what it was. Like leave me alone. Like I have like so many different experiences in like that friendship realm or whatever, but they were all learning experiences for me. Like through that it taught me how to communicate better, like within friendships and stuff like that, and just like expressing myself if I need space, knowing how to say it instead of just being just very blunt and rude about it, where it was just like because I was really on some leave me alone, like I don't even want to speak to you.
But the way that I am with friends though, I feel like I'm not that friend that we need to be on FaceTime every day.
Yeah, I'm very low maintenance.
Especially if you have like a boyfriend and I have mine and I have work. I'm sorry, I can't be talking to you every day. Oh, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I could be unemployed, single. I still do not want to speak to you. Like not every day.
Not every day.
I'll speak to you when I feel like it. But like that's just
like my best friend. I don't even talk to her every day. But it's like when we catch up, it's like we've not stopped talking for so long. Exactly. And if it's like a major thing, I know she's gonna call me about it. Yeah. If it's something that is like, okay, it's dire need, you're gonna talk. But and we have each other's locations. But I just can't do that every single day. Like, hey,
I don't talk to anyone every day.
Sometimes I don't even be replying for like months.
I feel bad about that. But yeah. Like, or sometimes I'll start reply. Like, actually, I just apologized to like 2 of my friends. Like the other day, we're in the middle of a conversation. I started responding. Something distracted me, and then I just never returned to the conversation. And then later on, I was wondering, like, damn, like, now she ain't text me back. Like, and then I'll go and like my message was just sitting there. I just never.
Oh, you didn't send it. You never.
I do that all the time, and like it was just because I was thinking, like, damn, like not like you ain't respond, or else like if I'm not even thinking about, like that's the only way I caught it. If I'm not even thinking about it or whatever, I'm never responding.
Or like I'll see it in my head and I'll reply, and then I'll forget. But then it's like you go back to it 4 days later, and you're like, is it even worth replying? I'll just call them.
I'll just like,
and then you don't call them.
Oh, you be calling on.
I'll call because then we can finish the conversation. Without me having to forget about you.
Maybe I need to do better. Because
I think you should call or like send a voice note. Oh, like da da da, and then you got it. Like instead of doing like 1, 2, 3 steps, you just did 5.
See, my problem is that I don't even like talking on the phone. Like I don't like to be bothered. Oh my god! Like
I remember I was trying to invite you to something when Asmara moved. Girl, I was like, does this girl not like me? I'm like, that she not like me because
girl, I love you. I'm just so like I'm terrible.
I was trying to invite you to something. I got invited to, but I'm like, who would be good fit for us to go together? And I'm like, oh, Fati, let me. And then Esmera was like, I'm not here, so ask Fati. And I texted you, and then you didn't reply. And I remember Esmera said, did Fati? And I'm like, girl, she didn't reply, and I'm not.
You have to call me. Like, okay, at that point you have like, and it's not even like. I probably even seen it and said I was gonna respond, and then I never responded. Like not because if I can't make it, like I'm not that rude. Like I'm not. I was like, rude. I'm not a little bit rude, but I'm not that rude. Like I would literally tell you if I could come or not, especially if you invite me somewhere. So it's one of those things where I'm most likely seen it and was gonna respond, or I mentally replied, and then like I never like because I
was like I am not texting her. I'm not double texting her.
Issue. But you know, like that's also caused me issues in like the dating scene, where it's just like I'll I'll probably be interested in some, but you know what? Because I was gonna say like I'll probably be interested in someone, and then like we'll probably be talking for a little bit, and then I just will stop responding.
Okay.
But like it's. But then it's like, do I really like them at that point?
If I stop
responding, but it's like, and I don't do it on purpose or anything like that. Like,
I feel like if you like them, you're gonna wake up excited to talk to them. You're gonna like, you can't wait for the next time they invite you out. But if you just don't respond, you'd never like the guy. Like, I'm just like, because when like, no, you didn't like them, because that's when you're gonna be like, oh, you didn't text me today. And then you catch that fake attitude.
Yeah.
So if you are not having that, then it's like.
Yeah, I think I think I have issues.
I don't know. I just feel like you have it.
Issues.
Wait, but you're Muslim.
Yeah.
And you have to be with a
Muslim guy. Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of limits the dating
my
a little
dating
bit
pool a lot, because a lot like I also feel like living in Buffalo is also a limitation too, because there's not a lot of the options I would particularly go for. So that's why I don't even date here, honestly. Like I'm not wasting my time. And then trying to like talk to someone in New York City, because I'm from New York City, from the Bronx. Trying to talk to someone there, and then like the distance and stuff, like it puts like crazy limitations on that too. And eventually it kind of falls off, because
I need
trying
you to
like
be right there.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of cool with like a little long distance thing, because I don't like to be bothered. Like I cannot. I
feel like
be around you for a little minute and be okay. Like on.
I mean, you can have a break, but I need to. Me personally, I'm very like, if you're mine kind of thing. I want to know like when you woke up, what the color of your poop. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like when you woke up, like if you wake up, I need you to call me.
Yeah.
Get ready on the phone and then go, because maybe that's where my time goes, when I'm not calling my friends.
See, like for me, like, for me, I like cuddly time or whatever.
Okay.
Like that's cool. Like whatever. But it's like, all right, go. Like leave me alone now.
Yeah.
Like I like that space.
But
like,
you
or
could
else then I
go
start to
with
feel
letting me
suffocated.
know.
Oh, communication is everything. I feel like as long as the communication is there, I'm good. Like,
but that comes when you like the guy.
That does come, like, and I haven't liked the guy.
Because a few people
have not liked the guy.
Because I feel like I only get like this when I like you. Because before I'm very like dismissive too, and I don't like to be bothered if something is not serving me.
Yeah.
So if like if it's not serving me, I'm not even gonna stress out about it. That I'm just like, so I let it go. But if you're like, if I like you, you're on my mind, and I'm like, okay, so you didn't check up on me today, and then you catch the fake attitude. Like it's like I'm looking.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm looking at the background.
Fake for real, or are we just like pretending
that it's
so
fake?
Like I don't know, because it's like I'm salty that you didn't check up on me. Like I'm actually salty. Like I feel some type of way. Actually,
I feel like in the beginning it's you want to say it, but making it playful.
Yeah.
So they don't think you're like
also,
crazy.
I like the like being fake mad so he could be all like.
Yeah, I do that. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
I do that even if I'm not mad. But sometimes girls, we want to start something. I don't know why. Is that toxic? Is it toxic?
Is it mental illness?
No. So would you consider that? I don't know. I feel
that is toxic.
That is being a girl. I feel like every girl does it. Like I'll just catch a fake attitude. Like you haven't talked to me in 3 hours.
Are women toxic? Because child,
I don't think that's toxic.
I don't think we're supposed to be doing that. Because,
I don't think that's toxic.
Men
some of them like
in
it.
Distress, like they be like, oh my god, like
I mean,
what's she mad about now? Whatever, like, and it's like, all right.
But I think they can tell the different levels. Though.
Yeah,
like if I'm pissed, you're gonna know that I'm pissed.
You have to.
But if I'm just
something.
like, you didn't call me in 3 hours, I'm mad now. Like that's
they know you're not for real
mad.
But then there's gonna be that one see, I don't think I could. I feel like I have to be with someone who knows how to joke. Like, you know, who
Might
has a
take a
sense
pill.
of humor, who, like, all that. Because, like, come on. Like, because there's some dudes that really catch it at, like, I won't get specific, but there's some dudes that really catch an attitude when they think that you really, like, just mad when you're not even actually mad. You're just, like, one of those, like, little, like, I'm slightly annoyed, but it's not that serious. But
speaking of comparison, though, do you ever feel like you could be dating somebody, but then it's like it's almost like they're competing with you?
I know the situation you're talking about. I haven't experienced it, but I'm familiar with it. Like, because that happens. Like, have you had that experience though?
I feel like not me personally,
Right.
but I've befriended people that go through that kind of thing where it's like I don't know, would you call that emotional abuse? Because it's almost like, whenever they do something positive, it's not supported.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you think that,
you're a hater. Trying to, like,
yeah,
and you're
it's
supposed
like
to be my man, like,
and then they advise them wrongly. That is kind of like, well, why would you?
Which doesn't, like, that doesn't. I don't even want to start throwing out buzzwords or anything like that, but it just doesn't make sense to me that someone would claim to love you or whatever, but will want to hurt you or sabotage you in that kind of way. It doesn't make any sense, because it's like, damn, like, you hate me.
Yeah,
like, you actually hate me, and it's like,
yeah. Oh, I heard the story.
Why can't we just break up? But they don't want to break up with you because they want to keep.
They want to keep you there.
Keep you there.
I heard this story.
So
I heard this story where this girl on TikTok, she was like, basically, she got homeless and she was about to live in her car, and then she had asked her. She had asked her, the guy she was talking to, which they have agreed that if they dated to like a year, potentially they could get married. And then when she was going through it, the guy didn't offer any sort of help. So then she was like, hey, can I move in with you? And then the guy was like, no. And then she was like, but you have a roommate. And then I guess she found out later that, the guy has posted his house trying to renting out the space for $1,000 to an outsider, but then won't give his girl a place to stay. And then I guess she was like, oh, but I'm going to be cold in my car. And then he goes, I'll get you a blanket.
A blanket? Oh, my God. He hates her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, things like that.
Her.
That is like, he despises you, like, run.
Oh, my God. A blanket?
She's like, I'll buy you a blanket for Christmas.
Hey, a blanket?
And then the girl went and delivered the gift that she got for him, dressed all cute. And I'm like, this has to be a next level Delulu. Because I feel like...
she didn't break up with him?
She was like, well, this is why I ghosted him. But then it's like, when they say they're ghosting them, but they don't want to ghost them. Because when she was like, oh, I'm still dropping off his gift. And then she like got her hair done, sprayed it, and then tried on a few outfits just to go and drop off the present. Like, if you don't give it to like a homeless person or like return the thing. And I'm like, I don't know.
She gave him the gift after
she went and dropped it off at his house.
What was the gift though? Do you know?
I mean, I just saw like an Amazon box, but I was like, girl,
like, some women could be so embarrassing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you have like a silent hater, like somebody that I don't know though. I feel like the guy is probably not letting her go, but kind of keeping her.
It's both
close.
It's that, like, it's all so. A lot of times, like, even though, like, you see, I just criticized the girl, right? But a lot of times
it could be what you're saying.
Exactly, and it's like, you gotta see through that. You gotta be able to discern. He already showed you that he hated you. He didn't even want you to come stay with him when you were on the brink of homelessness.
She had to ask the guy.
Like, and he didn't even offer, like, and he still declined, and he's trying to rent it out to someone else. To a stranger.
You know what's funny? She said the guy is Ghanaian.
Hey.
Say, okay,
That's all she had to say.
The guy went to Ghana and was like, oh, Sisifie, like building like houses and so them like, you're loaded. And you can't help your girl that you be dating for over, I don't know. To me, that's not serving me. I'll go eat my feelings and go to bed.
Bro.
But would you say that
you
maybe
should have started the conversation off saying that he was Ghanaian? That's
don't don't let Ghana people come and attack you now.
as they should. I don't care. Because what?
I don't know. Ghana man, is this true? Because I don't know. I feel like me personally, I feel like they would do for you.
Listen.
I feel like I don't know. If I feel like if a Ghanaian guy likes you, you're gonna know.
I don't even.
But if they don't like you, I mean, one of
they'll.
I don't want to say that.
Also, but
no, because I've had experience where that was not true.
You think that they like you until they show you shaggy.
Or they go,
they'll literally
wait. Or they ghost you.
Not only that, when they have the 5 other girls lined up in the cut or whatever, they
ghost you.
Bro.
The ghosting part.
Listen. Honestly, I can't criticize ghosting because I've done it. But,
so you were just like all of them.
Oh, my God.
I thought you were better. I thought you were better. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You were the one that do the ghosting.
But because it's not that I ghost.
I feel like me personally, some guys, I don't want to generalize. I'm trying my best not to generalize because I know you guys are going to come for me. But I feel like some guys, they're they do that to kind of get control of the girl and how the girl is going to feel about them. Because it's okay, one day. Yeah, because one day you do that and it's oh, I care about you. We are friends, right? And then the next day it's you're not talking to the person that you claim to be doing so much for.
Right.
I feel like it's to get you to be oh, what is this person doing? Oh, what is that person doing? I think that's what they do, that to kind of have you in a certain position. Miss me with that.
That is, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
I think that's how they do it. That's why. Because have you noticed, you wouldn't care about them till they ghost you.
But honestly,
that's mind games.
But honestly, you know what? Because we like stuff that's a little intangible or something that you gotta kind of chase or fight for or whatever. Because when it's too easy, it's boring. Why do I have to chase
you when you were the one that approached me? You were supporting me,
and
now you want me to chase you?
One thing about me, I ain't chasing a soul. Okay, even though I have before. Because it felt like a game to me, but right now at my big age, I'm okay. I'm good on it, and I'd rather, because I'm at a place right now where I don't even want to be bothered. I'm not gonna lie. I have tunnel vision. I'm focused on my goals and stuff, and I genuinely feel like a situation will weigh me down because of the attention and time you gotta put into that. Because I'm not I'm not gonna enter into a relationship or anything like that where I can't even give it my all, because that's gonna end up messing the vibe up. It's gonna mess up the relationship before it could even start. And I'm not gonna be selfish like that because doing my studies and all that other stuff, I can't hang out tonight. You know what I mean? And you gotta be okay with that. And a lot of people aren't. And
I think that's all women. Because once, I don't know, maybe it's in our nature, we like to basically cater to the guy. So it's if you're with that person, I notice it in myself too. It's kind of the drive becomes less.
Right.
Which.
Yes.
That's why I feel like
and I don't want
to be providing.
But we're not
going to get into it on this episode. This episode, we're not going to get into it. But, okay, I want to talk about entitlement in friendships.
Okay.
It could be where I do hair. And then you're my friend. Instead of supporting me, you want me to do your hair for free. How do you feel about that?
It depends. Like if they have something else that benefits you, like, you get what I'm saying, like reciprocation, cool. However, if it's just a one-sided thing where it's like, oh, Lydia does hair, I'm just go to her. Like, and then at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you're not a paying client. I have like someone who could pay for this. That's where it's like, you can't like.
Yeah.
If it's like a once in a blue thing, okay. But if it's like a, you think you about to be my regular and you never
and it
paying,
has to be something that
crazy.
I bring you to do as well.
Like,
because I feel like
I just feel like it has to benefit you. Like like you said, maybe they do, you do hair, they do nails.
We can exchange services.
You feel me?
But that's why it's two-sided.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's two-sided because sometimes too you find yourself being in friendships where it's like you are the one that is kind of like wanting the friendship.
Exactly.
And then they don't. That's when I feel like you get into that position.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like, oh, take me to there. You take them. Okay, now what am I getting out of it?
A lot of people.
Right? I feel like
to use.
A lot of people are users.
And I found that, like, there's men that's like that. There's women that's like that. And I've met both. Like, some women who feel entitled. Like, who is like, oh, well, we cool. You have to do this. And if you don't do it, it's almost as if they don't even want to be friends with you anymore. And it's like, okay, so are you my friend because I could provide the service for you? Or, I could benefit you in some way? That's not a friendship. Like, that's just you using me, literally. So, bye, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had that. Like, and even men where you feel like, men who make you feel like in order to keep them, you gotta benefit them in some type of way, but they don't really give you anything.
But don't you think that's the same thing as when they say that, okay, if a guy is paying for everything, then what is a woman bringing to the table? Isn't that kind of the same?
It's the same thing because, like, I feel like, especially in human nature, like, and with people, you have to reciprocate, period. Like, everything is mutual. When we go to work,
when
we're going to work, I'm not going to work because, like, I love to be here.
To be a,
like,
yeah.
I love my job, but I'm here for the money, though.
Yeah.
Because if you're not paying me, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like it's all mutual benefit because I feel like nowadays, too, the guys are getting wiser. They're not going to want to be with somebody that they feel like is not serving them. So are the women. So if you're going to go into something, like my aunt told me all the time, like, just focus on your career, get to a certain position, and the right guy will come. Because now they're looking for somebody that they can potentially, like, build with in the same kind of level. So you might be like, okay, let me be homeless, but I want a millionaire guy. Like, come on.
But
first of all, you have to be in the same millionaire realm to be in the same
you gotta
places.
be in those, exactly.
So you can't, yeah.
Like, the thing is that a lot of women have been paying attention to what they're seeing, like, on TV. Like, reality TV, these
Cinderella.
influencers. Yeah, it's like a Cinderella story almost. Like,
but they don't tell you everything.
Like of course they don't. And not only that, look at how embarrassing, like, these situations are. Like, all this public humiliation they're facing and all that. Like, they're not. And also the percentage of, like, it's all these people, and then you're talking about, like, a 1%. You get what I'm saying? Like, where, like, so some women would, like, okay, for example, right? You have someone, like, a guy who's 24. Like, 24 ain't shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's super young. Like, where you're not gonna have that, like, unless you doing something illegal or, like, you're in, like, a sports team or
even the sports team, they're not loyal.
No, I'm not even talking about loyalty yet, but I'm talking about, like, success wise. Like, a 24-year-old is not gonna be where you, like,
where you want them to be.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that comes a little bit later, but there's younger women or younger girls who's expecting this younger guy to have it all together and to spoil them and to buy them all this stuff, and it's like, how?
Like, especially,
so that, like, all this, like, unrealistic standards and stuff is being placed
if you say, like, the rappers, Which they do, but then it's like
because they start young. But think about the percentage of like dudes who become successful rappers
at that
age. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? So like it's like you're comparing yourself to like a 1% when you shouldn't do that. And instead, like a lot of women should be focused on building themselves and getting themselves into certain rooms, and then you'll find someone who's on your level.
That's why I'm saying that it comes even into friendship. Yeah. Because now it's like, okay, my friendship now. Yeah. Like the people that I'm around, like I remember Esmera called me the other day and then she was like, hey, you know, but like my job is so good. This is what I'm getting. Like, you know, it's kind of like she's trying to put you on. Put you on. But imagine somebody that don't have anything going.
She did the same for me, and I was like,
and then that's the same thing I do for her. Exactly, so it's kind of like it has to match.
Exactly, and it's like I'd rather be friends with someone who matches where I'm headed rather than someone that could drag me down.
Because like, that's what the negative talks and like, and then it's like you have something so positive. Yes. I swear, there's some people that even like we know that you tell certain thing to, and it's kind of like, wow, damn, am I doing something bad? Like, am I overspending? Like
no, you're not.
Is my life abnormal? Like, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna confide in you again.
Because
speaking of confiding, my brain,
as it should.
My brain is very like jumpy. I'm just like my dad. We can be on one topic and then we're gonna end up in like a tebubu. Let me end up in like a tebubu.
Yeah.
What confiding in friends? It could be good, but I feel like when you say confiding in friends, mine just go in like bad.
It's like, so I have trust issues. Mm-hmm. Like not necessarily, like I have a hard time trusting anyone. Like I really keep a lot of my business to myself. Like a lot of my business. Like I do have like a couple besties that like I, would talk to about certain things, but like even then I just kind of share what I'm comfortable with sharing, and and they know that, like, you know what I mean, like I share what I'm comfortable with sharing at the time, and everything else I'm talking to my therapist. Like but and it's mostly because like,
how is therapy
is amazing.
Yeah,
like, but more so like I think it works, but like it's not a quick fix. I've been in therapy for years.
I mean, okay, you're talking to somebody, you're talking to someone to get things off your chest, right? But I'm just like, okay.
But she also,
how does it fix what?
It's not necessarily that it fixes anything. It lets you see things from different angles, different perspectives, and like allows you to navigate like the situation in like a healthier way, if that makes sense. So like,
okay.
So, for example, like, my therapist, she's amazing. A lot of times it's like she allows me to arrive at certain conclusions, like on my own. And then she also gives me tools to help me, like in that process. Like she gives me homework, and then it's like, okay, like, and then we'll like talk about it at the next session. But just like you, my mind bounces everywhere, so like it's so hard for us to stay on topic on anything. Like, so I know my therapist is tired of me because she'll always say like, okay, so like, we once discussed this, like, can we get back to that topic, because it's like that's something that we need to unpack. Basically, she doesn't use that word unpack, like she doesn't. I kind of almost
like,
hate that word now.
Go back.
Like, yeah, like, but and it wouldn't, no, because she lets me talk, she lets me get everything out, like, and she wouldn't like she doesn't push me anywhere. It'll be like the next session where she's just like, you know what? You brought this up before in like a previous session. Let's dive into this or whatever. And it's like, there's a lot of stuff. Mind you, I've been like this one therapist, like it's like 4 years, like with her specifically. Like, and I have still been avoiding the important stuff. Cause like it's so like nervous. Triggering, like, and it's so like, and I'm scared to dive into it. So
slowly.
How slow? Yeah. Because like I said, we're 4 years.
I mean, I think it's better. It's better though. Back to what I was saying, right? It's better than confiding in the wrong person, because I feel like sometimes if you guys fall out,
now, like, you know what I'm saying?
It could be used against you.
Happens. Like,
Yeah.
and I've the reason also why I started like being like, I'm so careful. I don't share like a lot of my business. I don't share. I'm very private. And it's because like I once did tell someone something and they threw it in my face during an argument, and I was like, oh wow, like that's so crazy. Never again. Like, you know, and it's like, I don't know if that, like I said, like, I don't care if it's healthy or not. I'd rather just talk to my therapist about it because, like, you know, because she's bound by confidentiality. She will never break HIPAA. Like,
or for me, I feel like
just talk to
when
her.
When I was like a little younger, and then it's like you start dating and stuff, like telling friends about that. Because I feel like even sometimes, I feel like we all need somebody to talk to.
Right.
But you have to find that one person to talk to.
Yes.
If it's either family or if it's either like one singular friend that you know, okay, this person I told this to and it's solid. Right. The way to find out, tell everybody or all your friend group different things and see what comes back to you.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
but you know, I also talk to my mom a lot about a lot of stuff, but it was easier to do in my grown age because now that I'm like, you know, older or whatever, like we connect way better.
When it comes to the relationship part, my thing is, let's say you and your boyfriend fight about something, and then you guys move on, and then you go back to your friend, y'all hang out, and that resurfaces. Then it comes back where you are now mad at the guy for something that you've already forgiven him about.
Yeah.
And I feel like now a lot of humans, we hold negativity in our hearts more than the positive. So then it's like, okay, now they've forgotten about the positive, and now they see your guy as the negative, and then it's kind of like, well, I don't know about him. Or it kind of opens a door to disrespect to that partner.
Yes.
So I feel like that's what I've learned. It's kind of like keep everything to your family. Like my aunt, I could talk to her like as Mara, but I try not to because I try not to bother her with too many things.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's only a few people that I've cut it down to because it's like it's giving. I don't want to also open room to that little because I don't. First of all, you have to ask me. You have to ask me. First, you have to ask me to go to ask something from my boyfriend, right? So why do you think that you can go say something to him out of something that I told you to confide in you about? That's weird. One thing that is kind of like, it made me like,
why are you even speaking to my man about?
It made me like, whoa. You know, so I feel like you live and you learn, but like the confiding, sometimes.
It's not, and you brought up something so interesting about when you tell a friend something negative about, like, you know, not something negative, but like, you know, you're having like an issue with your man and you tell your friend about it, and now that's the only thing they were like, I told you all this good stuff that he did, like he did 50 good things. I told you just one little issue. The only thing you will ever remember ever about this dude is that one little issue. Is that, like, I feel like that's a flaw though in girlfriends. Like that is a flaw. Like, and like, because it's like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that you only hold on to the negative stuff unless the negative unless that one negative thing was so crazy that it outweighed any good thing he did. And I could think of a few situations where that matters. But if I only told you like, oh, I haven't heard from him since 10 a.m. and it's now 8 p.m. and you like, and then you like, you know what I'm saying? And
that's break up with him.
Okay, but like,
I feel like those would be also.
But then like, you only hold on to that like, oh, he went 10 hours. I don't know if that's the math, but I don't care. He went 10 hours without talking to you.
I feel like those usually come from their friends that don't want to see you happy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got this boyfriend and he's getting you all of this. Well, he did this, and I feel like you shouldn't, because they want you to be in the same
miserable
position that they might be in. That's what I literally advise myself. No.
Stop, like, and
Yeah.
that's why, like, it's like, I'm not talking about my relationship issues with nobody. Well, I'm not even in one, but whatever. Like, I'm not talking about my relationship issues with nobody because
No,
it's like,
I feel like it's not.
except for my therapist.
Yeah, because I don't
like,
know.
I'm telling you, like, because it's like, you know, like a lot of time, like, because can you objectively advise me on anything? Probably not. Like,
And
you know,
I feel like
so,
growing up now too, there's certain like mature that you get to where it's like, okay, if as Mara calls me about, let's say she's her boyfriend, and hey, you know, she did this, I'm like, you know what? This is what you told me, and this is what you said. I feel like maybe take your time and then see why, you know, because this guy cares about you, and then let's see how negative. But I feel like I would not ask you to make that decision.
Right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you could talk to them and hear them out, but I feel like if a woman is ready to leave a relationship, it's not me that would tell you
exactly
to leave.
Because
so
you'll know when
like
you're ready to leave. So it's like
you
you bringing up all this,
so
like,
I'm
whatever,
just here
trying
as a friend to listen.
Exactly.
And you know, if something is not right, it's not right. And if it's like you did something, I'll call you out on your bullshit. And then I'll just like that's vice versa.
Exactly.
But if it's like, okay, something that you know that I like and I like about this person, it's like all of a sudden it's like all the negative. At least tell me something of the positive. That
you feel me?
Like you did for me too.
He's been buying me roses every day, like, since I met him, and you somehow got amnesia now. Like, he done covered our whole dinner that one night, and you forgot about that too.
Forgot. Oh, I wanted to talk about that. Okay,
what?
How do you feel about friends? Right. Your if you're dating, your boyfriend paying for your friend's food.
Only if he wants to, but he can't. Like, but not like. I'm not asking him to. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't feel obligated to, and my friends shouldn't expect him to.
You know what? I feel like. I mean, I did have an instinct where I feel like a friend expected it.
No.
And then the way that.
No.
I feel like you know what?
Like,
because of that,
please.
I don't even agree.
Like,
it's like I'd rather just go to dinner with just me and my friend because you pay for your food. Like, I pay for my food.
Okay, like, we go, because I'm not, or even like, because, you know, I've had, you know, like that where like it's like, you know, I'll just take care of everything, and it's like, okay. Mm-hmm. But I didn't ask
next
you to,
time,
and I'm not asking you to,
next
and they better not expect it.
The friend is gonna expect it. I trust and believe.
Oh,
next
absolutely.
time, the friend is gonna expect it.
And then we will not all be going out to dinner ever. I'll go out to dinner with you by yourself, or like I'm like, but we're not doing. It's not gonna be a group thing.
I feel like honestly, some friendship that I had in the past have really like kind of jeopardized the future ones, because now I go out and it's like, oh, do you know the question I hate, together or separate?
Facts.
Before I'm like, oh yeah, together is fine, but now it's kind of like
just bring us different
bills.
There was only
one person I would do
together
with. There was only one person as a friend, like a girlfriend. That I mean, I haven't went out to dinner with you.
Yeah, we haven't done dinner.
But like with Esmara, for instance, like
yeah,
I went out with her. Like sometimes she just be like, oh, together, and the next time it's like, you know what, together. So I don't feel like I'm giving too much. You know what I'm trying to say? Or I feel like a lot of times, because that's a real thing.
A lot of times that like
I'm traumatized.
A lot of times I do like, you know, like, and we like I go out with like a couple of my friends or whatever, and I'm very selective on who I go out with or whatever. And then we'll do that or whatever. We just split it even. Like, but we always, but one person isn't ordering like the lobster and the other person ordering the noodles. Like, you know, it's like we're always, our bills be similar. Like, we'll probably get one beverage, we'll get an entree, and then like, you know,
I saw
that's
this
it.
one.
And then we'll just split it because our totals would have been similar anyway.
Yeah, I saw this one. They went to dinner, and I think the bill came out to $3,000.
Three who?
And it was like 8 people. And one of the girls says that she did it. Was it a guy? I think it was a guy.
Let me just do a calculation, because like,
she didn't order anything. She just got an appetizer, and then they wanted to pay.
I'm not splitting shit if I only got an appetizer. Are you crazy? $375 each
for appetizer, and I got an appetizer. I would have walked out of there.
It's over. Like, I'm paying for my appetizer, and y'all figure it out. Like, are you crazy?
I would have walked out of there. Oh,
because
and then
you know what it is? Mm-hmm. There's some, I'm telling you, like, and I see it, for example, like on Twitter, there's girls who justify like, oh yeah, I'm gonna order them 10 lemon drops, like, and expect it to be split between all these people. And it's like, okay, so
Absolutely
you ordered
not.
like $200 or $300 worth of drinks, and you want me to pay for that for you? Are you dumb?
Have you seen me walk out of the place so fast? I'll be gone. This happened to me one time with this girl that I was friends with, right? We went out. And I don't know if she was expecting me to pay for her. Girl, we went to a steakhouse, and then I thought we were splitting the bill. Mm-hmm. And then the waiter came and said, okay, one table has to be under one card.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, so let's say me and you go out and we're at the table. You can't pay with your card, and I can't pay with my card. It has to be one.
Like, so one bill.
So
that happens a lot.
So we got there, and the waiter comes, and she's just sitting there like this. Bear in mind, she invited her friend. We good? What's the timing? Okay.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Bear in mind, she invited and made the reservation. And then she invited a girlfriend of hers. And then I went to visit her. Mm-hmm. So we got there, and then we all got food, we ate. And then she's looking at me to put my card down. And I'm like, okay, I only brought my credit card, but you know what? I'm expecting you right there,
to
right there,
or to do your calculations on what you about to do.
Right there, the friend sent me my money. Right there, the friend sent me my money right at the table. Mm-hmm. And then she proceeds to sit there, and then she wants to tip $40.
Please tell me she sent you the money.
I tipped 20. The other friend wanted to tip 20, but she wants to tip 40.
On whose dime?
So I paid for everything.
$80 in tip.
Girl, I paid for everything, and then we went home, and I'm like, hey, you haven't sent me the money. She goes to send me the cost of her food and not the tip that she put down to tip the waiter.
Nah, you sending everything, because who asked you? You could have did your 20, like, but
I
also
was
like, she didn't even give you like any of her tip amount.
But the thing is, I had to press her to give me my money, and then you know what happened after that? I don't like asking for money.
Do
you know, me neither, and I'm like, why do I have to fight for my money? And then do you know what happened after that? She basically, I went to visit her, right? And then when you pick somebody up, and then like let's say we're going out, and I'm like, hey, I'll get an Uber for us to go. Now she wants to be petty and split like, hey, by the way, you owe me for this. You owe me for that. And I'm like,
she would have been cut off that same day. I'm
girl,
so sorry.
I'm like, I wish you told me. After that, though, my genuinity towards her was cut off.
Because a lot of...
I feel like you don't care about me. Because if you came to visit me here, I don't even think of it as like, okay, I'm spending gas to come pick you up.
Not even, exactly. I'm not going to calculate that.
Because we're adults.
Like hospitality kind of thing.
We're adults. We both have a job. We both have, and I won't come expect you like, hey, in my adult age, I'm 25 years old. In my adult age, I'm not going to come to you and be like, hey, since I picked you up from the airport, you need to pay me for that. Or when you came, I made food for all of us to eat at dinner. Oh, pay me for that.
You got to pay me for that. Like, that's, so like with my friends, what we usually, like, let's just say like, oh, you paid for the Uber going, I'll pay for the Uber coming. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, stuff like we do stuff like that where it's like, we're gonna make it make sense, not like, oh well, it was, or if we establish we're just gonna split everything from the beginning, we just split everything. If like, or if it's like, but a lot of times, especially when it comes to rides, like we just like, oh, okay, like, I'll pay, like we always talk about that, like, just to avoid all the confusion. But I can't mess with someone who's that petty, like, just
and that's what it started to feel like to me, because it's like, and then it got to me, I think we like got disconnected because I feel like after that I stopped kind of forcing the relationship, because it seems like it's like only when you're benefiting, it's kind of giving me that like user vibe kind of thing. So I'm just like, you know what, it's not even worth it. It's like, you don't put money in my pocket, you don't pay my bills, you don't give me
exactly. Yeah. So
I already know, girl. Why would I? I'm not. Yeah. I'm like, why would I be concerned? Like, for real. I let her go. But we wanted to bring like an environmental topic before we end the podcast today. And I know that you wanted to shed light on the.
Oh, the wildfires. Like, I'm just sending my prayers to everyone affected in California by the wildfires. It's so unfortunate. Like, so many, there's neighborhoods that's being devastated. One of my close friends, like her, she grew up in California, and her whole childhood, basically, like where she grew up, is just like wiped out from the fires, and it's
Why
just
is there so many fires happening in California?
it's
Has it
been
not
it's
happened,
been
like,
a
last
thing.
year?
It's been a thing, like, because they'd barely get rain in California. Like, even with climate change, the thing that makes this one so devastating is the strong winds that's blowing the fire. Like, and
it's like, oh,
so it's just too much to contain. So
wow.
it's devastating. Like, so many houses just burned down, like,
Wow.
quickly, like almost overnight. Like, here one day, gone the next. It's just devastating.
So
honestly.
what about the fire services? Like, what is going on?
They're doing the best that they can. Like, they, like,
wow,
but
that's crazy.
It's too much for, like, the resources. And I saw a report saying that the budget for the fire department was cut by like 20 million. I could be wrong, but I know I saw a lot of zeros, and I think it was 20 million. But yeah, like, they cut the budget for the fire department low. Like, there's people whose their fire insurance was also cut, like, a few weeks, like, leading up to this fire. And it's like, it makes you wonder, but it's so messed up though. Like, 'cause
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
very sad. And all my condolences and
prayers,
more
all that,
goes out to anybody affected by the fire.
Yes.
Because I can't imagine, like, coming home and my $1 billion house is on fire. Oh my God. Like,
Listen,
that's crazy.
it's so devastating. Like, I can't even.
And stuff.
They've been canceling their insurance. They've been canceling their fire insurance. Yes. I even saw a woman who she sent her parents, like, to where she lives, even though, like, there's a risk over there too, and she's, like, been defending her parents' house from the fire because their fire insurance got canceled, like weeks
maybe
before.
There's a lot of loss going on.
Like, and she's just outside while everything is burning around. You could see. There's a fire in Ghana.
Oh, what happened
with
the marketplace?
Oh, wait, I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
Oh, yeah, I did see that, and I think Wendy Shea was was donating to the people that were in Ghana that were affected by the fire, and I really wish that I could help, because I feel
especially with the
because
amount,
a lot of with the way economy is going out there, it's very hard. So I just want to say thank you to Wendy Shea for and also my prayers to anybody that has been affected by the fire in Ghana as well. I don't know what is going on.
It's not looking
that
good
is
for
so sad. It's
cause I can't even fathom any of that. Like, I can't even imagine, honestly.
Wow.
So 100%, yeah.
I mean, I follow her. Oh yeah, Wendy Shea is getting the sexy award.
Oh, we're handing out awards.
Yeah, Wendy Shea is getting the sexy award for our first podcast. So if you're watching this, we really appreciate.